Nancy Mason Hauser by P.J. Pofall, if you would both come up, please.
Hi, I'm P.J. Pofall. I'm a volunteer teacher and a board member here. And it is my great honor and pleasure to introduce this year's Neighborhood House Volunteer of the Year, Nancy Mason Hauser. One of the most important services that Neighborhood House offers its participants is the two food shelves, one here at Wellstone Center and one over at Sibley Manor in Highland. These two food shelves serve over 11,000 families annually, and 50% of the participants are children. So these food shelves really do help stabilize families. Our Volunteer of the Year, Nancy, is credited with a large portion of the fresh, healthy, locally grown produce that appears on the food shelves and that are gobbled up by our participants every week. Because Nancy has taken on the responsibility of gathering the extra produce from the St. Paul Farmers Market at the end of each weekend, week in and week out, and had it delivered here to Neighborhood House food shelves with the help of staff and volunteers. So, in our thanks and recognition of all of your work, we'd like to present you with this gift and also a certificate. And this heart symbolizes not only all the heart that you bring to your volunteer efforts here at Neighborhood House, but also the healthy hearts of our participants that your efforts produce with your produce. So, without further ado, I'd like to read the certificate before we hear words from you. To Nancy, for your commitment to the Sunday afternoon collections at the St. Paul Farmers Market, for your leadership in creating strong relationships with vendors, resulting in increased donations of fresh produce and increased variety, including flowers and bagels. For your incredible passion for connecting our participants with the freshest of produce and your willingness to do almost anything to make that happen. Stories there. And for your energy that have inspired your fellow volunteers, staff, and friends of Neighborhood House. We thank you.
That's overwhelming. I'm losing my heart. I feel part of two worlds, one historic, one very much here today. We all know the story of how 117 years ago, a trainload of Russian Jewish immigrants got dumped down in the terminal in downtown St. Paul, and the distraught mayor turned to the rabbi at Mount Zion, who then turned to the sisterhood, who, in the words of Eric Levinson, got the job done. These folks were taken care of. And that's how Neighborhood House got its start. My heritage is Russian Jewish. My shul is Mount Zion. My work with Neighborhood House gives me the opportunity to repay the kindness given to those members of my tribe who arrived here so many years ago. When Sally Scroggins called to tell me about being selected Volunteer of the Year, after I picked myself up off the floor, I told her, it's not just me. Yes, I do have a passion and a dedication and a commitment, but so does a whole team of other volunteers who work faithfully with me almost every Sunday, getting just as excited as I am about the colorful peppers and the purple eggplant, and have adopted that same sense of pride and strict produce quality control as their own. And that means my co-leader, Jim Bader, and his beautiful children, Kayla and Sam, Kate Murphy, Jess and Dee Dee Stacy, Lucinda Tentis and her little boys, Julianne and Gavin, and for the neighborhood house staff, Christine Miller, who is always so incredibly, enthusiastically supportive, who dealt seriously and conscientiously with my weekly email reports, suggestions, and requests. Asha Muhammad and Sarah Yang, who drove the van. Anders Ringdahl Mayland, who organized the other weekly participants. The list goes on and on. I'd like to ask those who have been named, who are here, to stand and to be recognized. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's not Volunteer of the Year, but Volunteers of the Year. And on all their behalf, I gratefully accept this honor. Would you stand? Jim, Kate, I know you're here.